Hello, welcome to this episode of the Classically Urban Podcast. My name is George Georgopoulos. Joining me today, I have... Dumbass, it's you.
I know. I couldn't think of something funny to say.
It's your mother's favorite side whore.
It's your boy, Baby Ice Cube.
And resident streamer, Henry and Gryphos. Catch me streaming on Fridays and Saturdays at 9 o'clock.
Yes. So, gentlemen, what do we have today? We got racial slurs, we got porn stars, what do we got?
More sexual assault allegations.
From...
Our very own Attorney General.
Oh, shit. What's his name?
Ooh, that sounds interesting. Let's start with that one.
Okay. His name is Curtis Hill.
Shout to Curtis Hill.
Black
Don't
Republican.
Black Republican. This already
Is he
sounds
married?
interesting.
I just thought I'd point that out just because it's funny to me, but that's fine. I don't know.
He's married to a white woman. Does he have a mustache?
Yes.
Does he have a Carhartt coat?
A what?
Carhartt coat. I'm thinking about the Key and Peele skit, the Black Republican Conference. They all look the same.
I mean,
What were they
you're
wearing?
a Republican, but like a certain age, you're not financially smart. So.
This is factual.
Yeah, he's probably making enough money for that to be warranted.
He's either a bald black dude with the mustache.
Glasses?
No.
Black people can be bald with it being alright.
Yeah. That's like the one race that's, hey,
Racist
That's cool.
passive.
Well, Buddhist monks as well.
well, we don't count them because they're supposed to be bald.
How many Buddhist monks do you know?
All of them. Come over to my house every Thanksgiving.
Just jerk off on your turkey? Give you that Buddhist gravy?
I don't know where this is going,
They
but
don't
I'm
eat
scared.
turkey.
I mean,
They don't
need
eat
to
turkey.
They can just jerk off on it
They eat babies. They're Greeks.
and castrate each other.
What's happening? We're talking shit to Buddhist monks and then the Greeks and then...
Oh, good lord.
Okay, so
Still interesting to me that they set themselves on fire for protest.
Yeah.
Like, oh, you want us to do this? Nah. What you gonna say now, bitch?
please stop. We don't want any of this.
And you know the communist Chinese are just watching them like, yeah, we were going to do the same exact thing.
Right. And they would just sit there too.
Yeah.
Total self-control.
So,
On fucking fire.
Couldn't stop themselves from burning.
They would just sit there like.
were they like naked? Because nobody wants to fight a
They
naked
were in
guy.
their robe.
Oh, I was gonna say nobody wants to fight a naked dude, but who wants to fight a naked on fire dude?
And just sat there in
Yeah.
his little monk position.
Are you gonna
Crisscross applesauce.
touch him to put him out? Like, stop it, man.
That's some shit.
Buddha.
It's just so fried to me.
So the Attorney General,
He's a piece of shit.
Yeah, so he's the Attorney General of Indiana. If we have any non-Indiana people listening to this.
Hoosiers.
Corn. Sorry.
Soybeans.
Oh,
we do that here.
Oh,
Yes.
I don't know.
we do?
it's
Nobody says soy fields in the Midwest. They say cornfields.
Yeah,
There's a lot of corn, but there's a lot of
Well, we're
soybeans.
progressive, man. We're supplying the world with soy.
That's why sometimes when you're driving on the country roads, you see the fucking
Country
cornfields, and then
roads.
sometimes you see the fields of what looks like just little leaves on the ground. Soybeans.
I didn't know what soy leaves look like.
Oh, now you do.
No, I don't, because I don't have a picture of one in front of me. I just know that, like, on the road, leaves mean soy.
No, it's like
Every time I see leaves,
No.
oh, that's a soy fruit.
bean.
I'm a professional in this area.
Soy fruit.
Do you know
Soy
what
fruit
a bean
is a-
What's bean?
It's a type of fruit.
Bean is a type of fruit.
I don't think it is.
It definitely
I
is.
feel like we should look this up.
It has a seed.
I can fact check him real quick.
Beans, the
Do it.
magical fruit.
I also
The more you
found
eat,
out
the
that
more you do.
Does that mean green beans are fruit?
exactly.
Yeah. Do you know that chickens are trees?
If you don't shut up.
'Cause
I
eggs
also
are seeds,
found out
bro.
that vegetables, there's like a lot of the vegetables
Oh,
we thought were
yeah.
vegetables aren't actually vegetables.
I don't know how accurate this is, but the first thing that popped up on Google was the following are technically fruits:
Yeah.
avocado, beans, pea pods, corn kernels,
Avocado.
cucumbers, grains, nuts,
Because
olives, peppers,
Grains. So
pumpkin,
corn.
squash, sunflower seeds, and tomatoes.
I think this has something to do with the classification of fruit being like a skin
So, yeah.
thing with seeds on the inside.
These include the stem, leaves, and roots, and even the flower. Or no.
So,
Oh, the other parts of plants are considered vegetables. These include the stems, leaves, and roots, and even the flower bud.
Vegetables.
yeah, soybean
Wait,
are
it said
fruit.
squash is a fruit.
Yeah.
And what else? Grains.
Yeah.
So
Hmm.
corn.
Corn.
Corn is a fruit.
Corn
are
kernels,
fucking-
yeah.
What?
Oh, please don't put that in fruit salad, people.
What?
I'm just making it a habit to fuck your brain every time I can.
You didn't
I
know
feel-
that, so fuck off.
Yeah, I
you didn't know.
did.
You didn't know corn was a fruit.
I definitely knew that
You
a
did not
lot
know
of,
corn was a fruit.
A lot of produce that we call vegetables are actually fruit.
I thought it was a starch.
That'd be potato
Well,
Carrots aren't vegetables.
because they're a root.
Yeah,
I mean, carrots are vegetables. Yeah.
No.
tuber specifically.
yeah. It's a fucking tuber.
Tuber.
That fucked me up. I was like, carrots are vegetables? It's a tuber?
it's a tuber, bro.
Radishes are tubers.
Yeah.
Potatoes are tubers. Wait, no, they're not.
No, potatoes are tubers.
Potatoes are starches.
Well,
But potato's a spud.
This is true.
no, potatoes are tubers.
They grow on
That's-
the ground.
You guys know how this conversation started?
Attorney General.
Curtis Hill.
Yeah.
He came from Indiana.
Yeah.
Remember that dot?
What about a watermelon? Don't tell me that's something else.
That's a fruit.
Okay.
That's a melon.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, it's a subclass of fruit.
At third level, you become a watermelon.
You can now sneak attack using.
Avocado fruit. Yeah, I'll deal with that one.
It's a big ass seed.
But Curtis Hill, who was our attorney general, I've said that about a bajillion times, but it's fine. He
Shows you how much we care.
yeah, he allegedly groped women at a bar in downtown Indianapolis.
I watched
I
it.
don't like where the story's going, just because I feel like it's gonna be some stupid shit.
I saw that happen.
Keep going.
What?
Basically he's been denying it, but there are people
Wow.
right, go figure. But there are people who say he saw him did it that weren't
Yeah, me.
weren't the women.
I
I
seen
was
them.
there.
And our senators are asking him to resign, but he is refusing to.
Because it's one of those things.
Was
where
it
it's
like
if you
sexual
resign-
harassment, or they're like, "Oh, hey, that guy's flirting with that chick and grabbing her titties"?
I mean, yeah, that's what happened.
That's. I mean, is that why they're like, "Oh, you're a sinner. You can't hit on chicks at bars"?
Well, no, because there's a difference between hitting on chicks' hip and
Grabbing by the
grabbing
pussy.
them their boobs and their butt.
I mean, if she's like dancing on him.
But they, I mean, I don't know.
That's what I'm saying. Like, we need more context. Because if someone's like, "Oh, I saw that guy getting a blowjob by this chick, and he like touched her lower chin," that's totally fucking sexual harassment. You need to resign. Like, bro.
I love how Caleb just compared a blowjob to just touching someone on the chin. That's
Well, a
hysterical.
blowjob's not sexual harassment either, because you kind of have to like definitely agree for that.
Yeah.
Unless like
No.
I wouldn't call it a blowjob then.
Oral rape.
Oh, okay. Whatever.
'Cause if you're receiving a blowjob, there's not much effort you do. But if you're orally raping, it's a lot of
Yo,
effort.
low key, every time they talk about that on
Wait,
the
you
news,
could
they
be
never said he made me give him a blowjob. They always say he made me perform oral sex.
What if she made you receive oral sex?
I mean, that's. I
It'd be
mean,
a very weird.
I mean, women can rape men,
Yeah,
so that's a
yeah.
thing. Yeah.
Like,
It'd be terrifying.
how would she hold you down?
No, don't suck my dick. Oh, you're sucking my dick. What am I gonna do?
Well, Big Panties did it, but we know exactly how it goes down.
I mean, men can be date raped too, Cody. It's a thing.
Please don't suck my penis.
No, that's not the circumstance.
Please no.
If you're blacked out, and chick's like, "Hey, bring me that ass."
Do you guys not remember that conversation we all had in our group chat the other day about possibly trying to be more professional about this? Already thrown out the window, but it's fine.
We talked about it. No one else agreed.
I also don't give a shit about that whole quote unquote being more professional
I
thing
think
because
it-
the whole point of a podcast is for regular people to have their voices out there.
It gives
I
integrity.
don't give a fuck.
It depends on the situation. If we have a guest on here and we want to discuss a certain topic, like we did with the Brennans,
Listen, if you would have
grandfather.
read what I said,
if you would not interrupt me, I would help you
Shit.
make this point.
I low-key didn't even realize you
I
were
don't
talking.
censor
yeah.
myself when I talk to my mom.
I don't censor myself when I talk to your mom either.
Never spoken to my mother.
I know.
Your mother?
Point
Anyway.
is, I talk how I talk. Deal with it. Scrimp.
Fuck
That's
you.
not what
Fuck
I'm
you.
That's literally not what I'm
No,
talking
he
about.
after saying that he wants to
I
be
know
more
what you-
professional,
I know what
he
you're
said
talking
he
about.
wants us to also still keep it real, but like just try not going off on like too many random rants and titles.
No, not even that. It's just like you don't have to make a point. You don't have to say, like,
No, don't suck my dick.
no. I mean, not even that. It's
Stop.
just like, so, like, I'm just gonna pick on
Please.
George because it's the first thing
It
that popped in my
feels
head.
Yeah.
great, but I
Yeah.
don't like it.
We're
So,
picking on
like-
George. Fuck you, George.
No,
Suck
I'm
my
not.
dick,
I'm not
Caleb.
like anyway. When
No,
my grandfather
'cause
was
you hate
here,
me.
we were talking about religion or whatever, and George out of the middle of nowhere was like, don't ever fuck a man in his pussy. Like, why is that necessary?
There's a reason I said that.
Yeah, but you didn't need to say it to make a point.
It wasn't
That's
to
what
make
I'm
a
saying,
point. It
like,
was to
you
make a joke.
Yeah, but there are times when that's okay, and
I'm
there's
gonna
times when
pause
there's not.
this, and maybe we can binge shit for like after the stream. Let's.
I mean, this is
podcast.
Yeah.
this is us being real though. You know, that's what Cody wants.
Okay.
Oh my
Okay.
god.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Can we get the petty stick, and every time you're petty, we all take turns hitting you with it?
First of all, I'm not the only petty one here.
I say
That
you.
was a
Just
little
gonna-
racist.
I agree. I'm incredibly petty. But
I'm not saying. I'm just saying for everybody.
if you hit me, I'm gonna hit you twice as hard.
Sure.
Fucking fact.
Get wrecked, son.
Back to titty grabbing. Senator.
Attorney General.
I don't give a okay, the Attorney General. I'm trying. The Attorney General was allegedly seen finagling a girl's breasts at a bar.
Yeah. One
He
of
was
them's
zips
name
up.
was hold on, it's here. Nikki Niki Da Silva.
So it's Nikki with 1K. You already know she's. Alright.
She thought.
Nothing wrong with the way her parents named her. Never mind that. The fact that this man's being asked to resign, I don't like this timeline. Anything is sexual assault, and almost anything will get you to lose your position.
What has the
nowadays.
victim come out and said?
Yeah, has
Well,
anybody
okay,
said
so
that,
what
or-
she said is, she's basically she actually worked with him.
Oh,
okay.
what?
Or she's an Indiana legislative staffer, whatever. She
That
recounted
changes.
in the statement sent to CNN that Hill told her and her coworkers they needed to show a little skin if they wanted to order a drink at an Indianapolis bar. And she said later that De Silva said Hill put his hands on her back, and when she tried to push it away, he grabbed my hand and moved both of our hands over my butt, lingering there before releasing me.
Okay, that's kind of creepy. I was gonna say that just sounds like bar bro, locker room chat. I don't know the context of their friendship. If they're just like having a couple drinks after work, that's kind of really inappropriate. If it's just like you and the squad are getting together to freeze hell on a Saturday night, like.
Shit happens.
So yeah, that's a tough one. What do you guys think on that one?
Sexual harassment thing bores me now.
It's
Mm.
everywhere. Like literally anything is sexual harassment.
It
I'm-
fucking bores me now.
It's the same reason we don't talk about mass shootings.
I just thought that they stopped being talked about as much in the news. I haven't really
No.
seen any
Every
big
other
stories.
It's
day,
a sad
dude.
thing, Caleb. But one time, right before a podcast, me and Brandon were deciding whether not to talk about which one was it, Parkland?
Florida. Yeah, the
Yeah.
Florida one.
and I think my exact quote was, "I don't think I ever want to talk about a mass shooting ever again because it's the same subject over and over again."
But we talked about that one teacher that saved the day at.
That was a change of pace.
At Noblesville.
Yeah.
Anyway,
It's just the same conversation over and over and over.
That's what.
Well, then let's
irritates
spin
me.
this conversation because I just had a thought.
okay. He got really excited now. I'm excited.
Because I was thinking about this
Thinking
earlier, and I was
about
trying to remember exactly what I was thinking about, but I realized it. So, have you guys ever noticed that the hardcore? We're gonna bash feminism again for a little bit, like we did a couple weeks ago.
Sorry.
Right?
Oh no, I never do that.
Pixie cut having
Woman or queen.
If she breathes, she's a
oh
Dog, tell me why we're leaving Chipotle though. Oh my
Oh my
fucking god, dude. Wait, we're like, I'm cashing out. George already cashed out. I'm like just about to leave.
Fuck.
And all of a sudden there's this kid and he screamed. And it wasn't like a normal like child scream. He just kinda goes, ah! Ah! Like just yelled, and me and George were like, what the fuck? That was so scary. It scared the shit out of me. We couldn't stop laughing because it was like
Every time.
Yeah, it wasn't like like a kid screaming. Like
It was like she was trying to go Super Saiyan on your ass.
It's just what we
exactly
said.
George said. He just went ah, like yelled. It was so scary.
I won't let you destroy my burrito.
It was
Yo,
so.
that
fried.
reminds me, we were in Costco the other day, and Abby, she just sent me a video of a kid going Super Saiyan from YouTube, and she was walking through an aisle. She looked at me, she was like, ah! I was like, and then she walked around the corner, and some old white dude was just looking at her like, "What the fuck is happening?" It was hysterical. Anyway, have you guys ever noticed that anytime something happens,
Mm.
there's a certain type of feminists that are the first to say something about it?
The clockwork.
Yeah, the annoying pixie cut bitches.
But even further than that, this is going to get kind of racial too.
Okay.
It's always
The annoying pixie cut bitches, the white bitches.
Yeah. No,
Bro.
no.
I don't understand it.
All right,
Dude,
I'm
I'm
gonna
telling
break
you,
this one down for you guys.
White women ruin everything, bro.
Bro,
Um,
Like, it blows my mind.
I'm gonna break this one down for you.
And you guys give me shit because I don't find white girls attractive.
Black chicks get shat on already for being black and chicks. If they were black feminist chicks, they're just gonna get shat on from all directions. So they got like already enough battles, which is why you don't see a bunch of black chicks at the front of the general feminist platform. But there are different sects of feminism that fall under like different ethnicity and shit.
You know what I also noticed? I see black girls who are in the feminist movement or whatever. They're never in the Black Lives Matter movement.
It's because the whole feminist shit.
There's
they
a- I
literally
mean-
made a thing where they're like, yeah, we support our sisters and the whole Black Lives Matter stuff, but we have to also focus on our own battles. So
It's because they made that mistake in the past. Because back in the civil rights movement, it was the same thing, and women.
your friend can come, but you
No,
can come, but your friends can't.
No. It was the fact that like they were all fighting for equality at one point, and they all looked and like we all can't win right now. So like, black men need to go first because then they can help us get to where we need to be because they're men. But now, I mean, the black men still are technically like they're not like oppressed like they were back then. But I mean, we're still fighting, and now women are finally getting tired of waiting, and they're like, no, it's our time now, and it's just like But I've just never understood because like I'm not gonna say that white women don't have like difficulties.
Oh, they got a lot of freedoms. It's just
Bro, like I'm
mostly-
saying though.
It's mostly like, hey, I can't control what happens with my body because some like old dude
Bro,
in
right?
office is
And
the
I'm
one that
just-
decides you're not allowed to have access to birth control. You're just gonna have to deal with those fucking grams.
Which I
and all
get that. I
bullshit.
get that. I totally get that.
You get that?
No, I get why they're mad about that.
Oh, okay. I was
But
about
I'm
to say-
saying no. I get why they're mad about that.
I
But I'm
got
saying like, why are they always the ones who just shove this shit down your throat when they don't even have it as bad as like ethnic
It's a
women?
very
Because
large
you
group.
can't stop white women.
I was gonna say it's a very large group, so like they're going to have more really, really loud speaking shitheads than like the other groups. Where the other groups still probably have some loud speaking shitheads, but there aren't so numerous that they're the ones that like the media's focusing on that you're always seeing.
They're at that weird level of privilege where they don't realize they have privilege, so they always talk.
That's
a
what I
lot.
think it is.
Yeah.
It's like you don't hear a lot of like crazy shit about from like white guys. Like you do, but they don't like rally together because they know they
We have groups. We
They
have
have
groups.
They
Oh,
have.
yeah, yeah.
There's like a level of privilege they have where they're aware of it. The
Because-
white women
because
they,
they're white and men. So
Yeah.
it's kind of like
so like the white women, they're just kind of like they're at that level of privilege where they don't see it.
Yeah.
So
I
they
just-
they think that they're fighting for something.
and it's like again, we're literally talking about the like hardcore white feminists because like Hannah, for instance, every woman is technically a feminist. Like, let's be real.
So
But,
am I,
like,
but we all know what we're
Yeah,
talking
yeah,
about.
but like I'm just clarifying the fact that it's not all white
In
women.
the
It's
words
just
of the
like
Great Smoke Pearl,
oh.
I just want to respect women.
yeah.
I'm just trying to respect some women.
But I mean, I just never understand why they think they have it like they think they have it worse than everybody, and I'm like, no, stupid. You're white. Like at the end of the day, you are white. Like you still have more privilege than what? Let's say 75% of the other people in this country. Like it just is what it is.
30.
I mean, yeah, whatever.
Black people only make up like barely 30% if you include Latinos and Asians.
It was
it's
just
like
it was just an
30 to
exaggeration.
39. Just saying.
It was an
Just get your
exaggeration.
numbers.
So we're talking about pixie-headed feminist chicks.
Yeah.
doing
Thoughts?
Yo, I also don't understand the slut marches.
The slut marches. Ain't nothing wrong with being a hoe.
That's what I know. I'm not
No,
saying
it's
there
not
is-
about that.
If you a hoe.
Like that's what I'm saying. That's like what else could it possibly be about?
Because slut is a term
Derogatory term?
derived
Used to
derived
control a woman's sexuality.
from men to like basically say like women can't do something.
Ah.
So they're taking it as like, yeah, I'm a slut. They're kind of like taking it back.
Good
'Cause
on,
that's-
The N word.
I mean,
good on them, I guess.
I mean,
So wait, soon we're not going to be able to say slut. They're going to be like, no, that is our word.
Yeah.
It's going to be that bad.
Yeah.
No, I don't see it. They're just looking at it like my body. I'll do what the fuck I want.
Oh yeah, there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
More power to them.
If a girl wants to have sex with 10 dudes, go ahead.
Just wrap it before you tap it, gentlemen. It's going to be a risky time out there for y'all.
You have to lick it
And
before
girls
you
can do shit
stick it.
too. There's plenty of
You have to
contraception.
munch
I've
it.
just never understood why they chose the word slut out of
Because
all
it's a
the
word that's used to
From the Nordic word slut. I'm playing.
Oh,
It's just one of those words that men have used to control women. Like, girl has sex with a guy, the other a guy doesn't approve of the guy that this girl had sex with, she's automatically a slut.
It's kind of like taking back that double standard where like a guy who has a lot of sex with girls is like a player, and that's seen positively. Where
I mean,
girls
yes and
think they're
no.
a lot of
Like,
guys,
it's not saying like go fuck all the dudes you want, but it's
I mean, that's what they want.
It's like
no, it's not.
I mean, but I'm not saying that.
They don't. The whole no. That's
it's trying
not
to
what
fight
they're.
back to slut shaming, right?
Huh?
It's trying to fight
That,
back.
that's
from
that's
slut
what I
shaming.
thought it was about.
Yeah.
Because it's like they want to be able to go fuck all those dudes without having the
No,
repercussions.
slut shaming doesn't mean you're fucking a bunch of
It
dudes.
means you're having sex, and people are like, "Oh my god, I cannot believe you had
Yeah,
sex with
just-
that guy you just dated like 2 weeks ago."
Yeah.
Yeah, versus like
I'm saying
oh,
they
dude,
want to
you're
have
raping me.
the ability to go fuck all those dudes without being judged. That's what I was trying to say.
No.
Not like all
Is
the
that
dudes in
not
the
what it
world. He's
is?
talking about-
I thought
No!
I thought that's
He's talking
exactly
about,
what
like,
it was.
sleeping around a whole bunch.
No. Jesus fuck. Take the idea of the word slut and just throw it away.
Okay.
Because the word slut is tossed around a lot.
What's the new definition of
I
slut?
called you a slut yesterday,
Thought.
Cody.
No, it's just
Well, no. What's the definition that they want? Like, what are they trying to rebrand the word?
they're
as?
not trying to like rebrand it. They're just trying
What's
to
the
like
point of the
take
movement?
back the idea that men can like categorize a woman just because a guy doesn't approve of something a woman does.
So it has nothing to do with the actual word slut. That's just
No,
what
it
they-
does because that's a word that's used for it. They call it slut walk because they're saying like,
Yeah,
oh,
but-
you know,
But men only use that word when they're talking about sexual things.
right.
So what I just said
No,
is
you're making it out to be like they want to go fuck all the dudes.
no. I'm saying they want
That
to
is
have.
what you said.
No, if you would have listened to me, I said that they
That's
want.
what he said.
They want.
It,
No,
No.
no.
Kind of
wait,
said
we're
it.
taking a vote. Is that not what he said?
No, he said they want to be able to have the ability to have sex with dudes and not get shamed for it. So they want to be able to
Bunch
have
of
sex
dudes.
With, even if they have sex with a
Like I
bunch
said,
of
he
dudes,
said it a
not-
bit, but we
yeah.
all know what he meant.
Yeah, you kind of zoomed in on like the
Mike,
one thing.
You were
trying.
trying.
I literally said so they won't- No, I said at the very end of my sentence, so they without being judged.
You have to munch
That's
it
not the only goal.
before you
It's
punch
not-
it.
That's what I'm trying to say. It's not the only goal.
But what else do we use the word slut for? That's why I'm not understanding.
What if a girl has never fucked a guy, but
I
got other guys didn't like the fact that the girl was hanging out with the dude, so they just assumed it. Now she's a slut.
Well, because they're fucking idiots.
yeah, that's the idea.
Oh. Okay, now I see what you're saying.
Jesus fuck.
So, well, I assumed that people.
Slut is a derogatory term for somebody who supposedly
is promiscuous.
supposedly is right. It's like if one dude doesn't approve of this girl hanging out with this guy, and
Other
the
girls
dude
can call
and,
girls sluts too, though.
and then the dude just kind of assumes like, oh, they're fucking. But and what if they never have?
Can
He's just bitter, and now he's trying
yeah,
to like
he's just being
Yeah.
being a fucking loser.
and that being called a slut puts that girl in a really fucked up position because now everyone gives her like you
Gonna
know
put this out there. The majority of the time, it's more often girls that call other girls sluts and try to, bring them down than other girls. So, ladies, get your shit together before you start asking for fucking respect. Just saying.
Facts, B.
I mean I don't know.
Uh,
I think that's a case by case thing.
Yeah.
I was just confused because I thought that we only like people are smart enough to understand a slut is someone who just sleeps with a bunch of people, and they're like, no, that's not fair because you guys can do that and we can't.
That's part of it, yeah.
That's what I thought the whole
But
thing was about.
the general idea is it's like basically it's none of your fucking business.
I mean, it's not.
Yeah.
I mean,
No, he's
depending.
not saying to you it's not your fucking business.
Right.
That's the idea.
Who the
Yeah.
fuck cares what
I don't give a shit what
fucking
you stick between your legs.
Stormy Daniels.
But you care when you
Leslie down the street's doing?
if I'm intimate with
If
you,
Leslie
and I'm
down the street
But what
is
if you want to
plowing
fuck?
every dude in the neighborhood, good for Leslie.
But what if
she's
you
only-
want to fuck Leslie?
if you're in a
Then you care.
If you're in a monogamous
Then
No.
it's apparently very easy to fuck Leslie.
No.
you
I don't care.
still don't care?
if you're in a monogamous relationship, then yeah, that's something you should establish. Like, hey, I don't want you fucking other people. But like,
Yeah.
if that's just hey, I'm talking
No.
to this chick, she's
I'll
fucking
get my
around.
nut off. I'm cool. What the fuck do I care?
I'm just asking.
If we're not together, I don't give a shit.
I'm just asking.
I don't care.
I mean, I would like to know
we
at least
talk
so that
about-
I know what precautions I need to take.
Man, that's one of the things that I wanted to
Live life dangerously, Brandon.
Fuck that.
God,
You ass.
Never
Bro,
wore a
you-
condom in my
Bro,
life.
you out here too much,
Stop.
bro.
Stop.
See, that's the stuff
I've
I'm
tried
talking
it a couple
about.
times. It
That's
sucks.
literally the stuff I'm talking about. That
What?
is not necessary
That-
at all.
That's-
What?
No,
that-
we're talking about feminism.
Here's the
no,
thing.
I'm saying what he just said.
What?
Like the
Never wore a
information,
condom.
we didn't need that.
Well,
Why?
I don't like using condoms, but I still use them. It takes away from
I've
the
used
feeling.
it. I've used it like twice.
It takes away from the feeling. I think.
I usually last too long and I get bored.
Sometimes they numb you, and then
Dude,
it's
this
like,
is too
Brandon,
much.
Brandon, you have to
They
understand this is
squeeze.
also the
Condoms?
stuff. I bet if you go to our demographics, this is the stuff people click back on to hear again because they're
No,
probably
because it's
laughing their
always
ass off.
you.
What?
Like you just like you.
Oh.
Shit.
It's always you.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Did you do the thing?
No, I didn't.
Okay.
I haven't done that in a while.
Awesome.
Oh, thank you,
What thing were we
God.
talking
Yeah,
about?
that's why.
We'll
the-
explain later.
Oh.
Okay.
I'm not gonna put that out there.
yeah.
No, anyway,
But I kind of went to. I wish I had done more research.
you
on
wear a
this
condom
one.
every time.
Yeah.
This is not about me,
Oh,
No, we're
oh,
always-
but you.
we're
But,
fucking talking.
but
man.
you were giving me shit.
just talking to talk.
bro. I have my own personal life choices. You have yours. You're the
Bro,
one who puts it out there.
baby,
I
yes,
choose
you-
not to.
No,
Yeah, because I live my truth.
yeah.
I mean, I live my truth too. I just don't like putting all that kind of
Do you not
personal
like
information out
using
there.
condoms?
Lie. I just don't give a fuck.
I'm just saying it's my personal
Fuck it,
life.
I catch
there are things
AIDS,
I
I
choose. There are
catch
things I
AIDS.
choose to keep
At
private.
least
in
I
my
caught
life.
AIDS. Fucking,
Whoa,
I don't have
and not through a dirty needle.
whoa.
You know, I saw this one thing. I don't
Hey,
know
if you're
it
gonna
was-
catch AIDS, you might as well catch it.
Shut
pussy.
up.
I don't know if it was
What?
a clickbait title, but I saw this one thing that was like, oh yeah, people are hiding dirty needles and like.
You
buses
can't
and
use
shit like
clickbait
that.
until you have like 10,000 lifetime
No, I'm not
views.
talking about our clickbait. I'm talking
Oh.
about. I'm pretty sure I saw this one
See, Brandon,
thing.
that's the problem. You
It
don't
was
listen.
talking about how they're like dirty needles, like
Oh.
on buses and shit like that.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was like a clickbait title just to get people to read their article, but it's
Um,
kind of sucks.
Moral of the story: don't get on buses.
I mean, my mom works for DHS and she has to deal with that stuff all day, every day.
Dirty needles or
No, I mean, she just hears about it all day because she's the one who gives them the money to go clean that stuff up and to give out. Like, Indiana, this whole thing where they were like selling clean needles so that drug addicts wouldn't like get dirty needles, which I think is the dumbest thing
that's good.
ever. But
I
No.
mean, now they're buying.
No, it's
needles,
not.
No,
which
it's
is
not.
Taking away from their money.
That's
that
the
they could be spending
opposite
on
of what they
drugs.
should
Hey,
be
you
doing.
know what I look at it like?
I mean, you got to reduce the
Kill
amount
off
of-
the weak.
Well,
Whoa.
they're gonna
What?
die from overdosing.
Eugenics.
That's not guaranteed.
Or when they can't sustain
It is
themselves,
guaranteed,
they
however, you will die of
self-destroy.
AIDS. What?
Nothing.
I don't want those people to like,
Die
take
of
the
AIDS.
drugs, obviously. But if they're gonna be doing
I
them,
don't give a shit what
at
they do.
least they can prevent themselves from getting diseases they could potentially accidentally spread. So like,
To who? Other drug users?
Are you ever
Oh.
gonna watch the second Kingsman?
Huh?
Are you ever watch the second Kingsman?
I'd like to.
Oh, never mind.
Anyhow, I feel like
The only other person who's affected by it is somebody else who's doing drugs.
if you mitigate the amount of people
Anybody
that
they also bleed on, shit like that. It's
I was
very.
gonna say, if you mitigate the amount of people overall that have diseases, you can reduce
Yeah.
the overall diseases in circulation to the point that they're no longer there,
That's true.
which you won't have to worry about.
General, it's like
Just burn them.
You know, aren't I the one that's usually talking about purging
Whoa!
like unworthy?
Oh,
and shit
not
like that?
Cody.
Bro, you
He's
got
got
a lot
the.
of-
Yeah, I was talking about like.
You
Randy
come with
Chicago
that
the other
fire
day.
today, bro. I don't know what the hell wrong with you.
Yeah.
Jesus.
He's a fire to burn him. He's got the
God.
white coat on, like he's a clan member. It's all good.
I've had no. This
Talk
is,
about
this is a
Brain Duggies.
blanket.
No,
No,
Duggies are
it's
black.
yeah, it's a sheet right there.
All I know is I've dealt with a lot of shit this week. A lot of stupid customers, and my view on society right now is at a
Purge them.
it's at a low right now. I'm a little less hopeful today.
I just
You know, that's fair. I
want
can
to
I had a
say-
customer come to the pickup lane.
Got a chill down my back.
Not only did he just walk up in the building while the door is closed, he walked through the door that clearly says "Ring bell for service." Just walked on in, and I looked at him. I said, "Can I help you?" Because I was pissed at that point. Just walking up in with a smile on his face. He's like, "Can I help you?" I was like, "Oh, no." He's like, "I'm here for a pickup." I was like, "I see." Like, did you see the bell? No. All right.
That's so petty. I swear to God.
Did I not tell you about the other time someone did that?
No.
Well, the garage door was open, but they were just standing there, staring. And I walked by once, and I looked at him, and I kept walking. Walked by again, saw him, kept walking. I was on door that day,
Maybe they were shy.
but I didn't give a fuck. Because if you're gonna stand there and stare at me and expect me to know when you're there, and just, oh, let me help you. No, fuck you. So then, no, I wasn't on door that day actually, because I went and I walked up to him. I was like, yeah, can I help you guys? And they're like, oh yeah, we're here for your pickup. And I was like, oh okay. So I took the receipt from him. I looked at him. I turned to my right and I rang the doorbell. And I was like, they'll be with you in a second. I gave him back the receipt.
You're so petty.
Fuck
bro.
you! Like what the fuck? Rude. I'm telling you.
Rude.
Big.
You said
It's a
that
white door, big black letters. Bell for service. They even put a fucking arrow pointing to it. A big black arrow pointing to the white doorbell.
Bro, it's this market you work in, my friend.
But anyway, so dude, whatever. I opened the garage door. Not only did he walk up in the bitch, but he's parked the wrong fucking way. We have yellow lines, bright yellow lines on black concrete that tell you which fucking way you're supposed to be driving, like the rest of the road. And he's going the wrong way. So that's strike 2. I already don't fucking like him. He's in a U-Haul van. There's a fucking sofa that he's picking up. It's a sofa with very dainty little legs. Stylish. I don't know. I don't fucking know. So we put it in there. And we're going to put it on it. We were going to put it on its back because it riding on those dainty ass legs is not a good idea. And he's like, I want to put it on its feet. And me and my coworker were like, are you sure? He's like, yeah.
I'm
And we're
sure
like,
about that.
okay. So we put it in there and it needs to go a little bit farther. And he's like, all right. So I'm going to get out of the way because he was holding the other end. And he's like, and I'm just going to pull it. And I said, sir, I wouldn't do that if I was you. And he just fucking yanks it. And the leg broke. I watched that leg collapse under the couch after I fucking told him not to. In the U-Haul vans, the floor is rubber. So it was not sliding.
Yeah.
So it just snapped that leg. And he's looking at it and he's like, oh. And I was like, I'm staring at him. And he's playing with it. And he keeps looking at me with like this nervous look. And I'm just staring into his soul. And he's like, oh. And I was like, did it break? And he's like, yeah. And I was just like, I was like, okay, let me get my manager. So I walked away and I went up to Jordan, my manager, and I was like,
Get him.
I told her the whole thing. I was like, I told this motherfucker not to pull it. I fucking told him, and she was just like, oh my God. And she's like, oh dear God. So we go back there, and then you know what this motherfucker tries to say?
That you did it.
He's pointing at a small, like, scratch in the fabric, and he says, this wasn't there before. As if that was his reason to return it. Because that was his first words to my manager. Oh, this wasn't there before. And I looked at him, and I was like,
Your eye twitched.
dog. Because, and he goes, my wife had a picture, and I was like, well, she took a picture of the wrong side.
Oh my God.
Because that sofa sat on the floor. When it sold, we put it in the sold
Ugh.
area, and it didn't move. It sat in the same exact spot for like 3 days. So there's no fucking way we could have tore it.
Bro, you were the pettiest person.
Dog, I
ever.
was pissed because
Oh
I
my
was like,
God.
Did he return it? Did he get a
you
refund?
got full refund.
Wow.
And then he's like, have a nice day. And I just looked at him. I kept walking. It's like, don't fucking talk to me.
I had the awkwardest encounter at work the other day. Some guy bought a whole bunch of those half-off collectibles.
Yeah.
And leaves. And like 10 minutes go by, he comes back angry. I'm like, please God, don't let there be something be wrong with this. That's my fault. It's the store's fault, so I have to hear this dude bitch. And he put the stuff on the tip. He's like, I have to return all this. I was like, oh, okay. He's like, it's like my fucking wife. So I couldn't buy it. I was like, damn.
Damn, poor guy.
And I was like, shit. So I looked at all the stuff because he bought a VR headset, so I had to make sure he didn't open it or else I couldn't take it. And I was like, okay, he didn't open it. Cool. But he opened something else to the point where I can't like repackage it or whatever. So it's like, you gotta keep this. He's like, that's fine, whatever. And then he bought a game, and I was like, you return this to? And he looked at it, he's like, no, she can go fuck herself. And just put it in her. I was like, damn.
Oh! Same day. Hours before. Dude, this week was so stressful because I had to go in an hour early. Like,
I remember you were super mad on like, was it Wednesday or was
Yeah.
it? Yeah.
Most days.
You're
Oh,
no,
yeah.
no,
Yeah.
no. We met for sessions.
yeah. This lady comes walking back through the sold area. And she's just walking, and I'm looking at her, and I was like, yeah. And she goes, oh, can we not be back here? And I was like, no. And she kind of just like is still looking around. And I was like, yeah, no, you really can't be back here. And she's like, oh, okay. Like, after you've asked me, can you be back here? And I tell you no, stop looking around. There's absolutely nothing back here for you. Nothing. Not a fucking thing. Nothing. I told you cannot be back here. What the fuck could you possibly be looking for?
She's
What are you looking at? I told you everything back here is either broken, in a box, or it's sold.
Have you seen my beard?
What are you looking at? What could you It doesn't matter. Whatever you think you're interested in, it doesn't fucking matter because guess what? You can't have it. I told you to leave. Stop looking around. Shit. It's ridiculous. It's the dumbest thing I've ever seen in my life. It happens all the time. I tell people, don't be back here, and they go, okay, and they still stop and look around as if they're interested in something, as if their interest means anything, because guess what? You're not going to get it because it's not going on the sales floor right now. Otherwise, it'd already be out there. Now leave. Get out of my face, you entitled, rich assholes. It's ridiculous. You don't walk into Walmart in their warehouse, and when they tell you to leave, you just go, oh, let me look at these diapers real quick. Go onto the floor and buy the ones on the floor. Get out of the warehouse. You don't walk into Best Buy's warehouse, you get arrested. You know why? Because there's a lot of expensive shit back there. And there's a sign that says, don't go back there. Guess what we got? A sign that says, don't go back here.
I love my job, and I think.
Do you walk into the warehouse of Walmart? No, because that's ridiculous. Because you can't have anything back there. Everything back there is not for you. You know why? Because I told you not to go back there. And it's a fucking warehouse. What customer is allowed in any warehouse? None. Zero. Unless it's a liquidation company. No, it's not.
You searching SKU numbers and shit?
Fuck them.
He finally got that drink. He's been going back for like a minute.
Do I look Swedish? Do I look Swedish to you? Hurdy-dirty. Our building's not blue with big yellow letters.
No offense to Swedish people.
Not everything's in boxes with complicated instructions for you to build. No. Whatever it is. Swedish, Norwegian.
You said hardy-dirty.
Fucking mountainous white people. I don't know, dude. God.
Oh my god.
I had to get that. Ah! They're so stupid.
Oh, I can't.
Some people walk back there to the back with the receipt in their hand and they're like, all right, I'm here for a pickup. And I'm like, what are you picking it up in? You standing. You gonna carry this couch to your car in the parking lot? I don't need this receipt right now. Come back with your fucking car. Why? How does that help anybody? Oh, I'm here for a pickup. Okay. What do you want me to do about it?
Maybe it was their first time.
What do I do? Well, you need a vehicle because you're picking it up, right? It's a sofa. You gonna tie it to your back, you fucking Ninja Turtle? No. What the hell? Fucking idiots. Stop. Don't get all the way back to the warehouse to ask fucking questions. It's not my job. There's people on the sales floor. You dumbass. Nowhere does any business work like that. You don't get back to fucking the Walmart warehouse and like, yeah, I'm here to check out. Okay. What do you want me to do about it? Oh, where do I go? Don't ask me. I'm a fucking warehouse guy. What am I gonna do? Jesus.
God, I'm so happy I've never had a customer like experience.
All day, every day. All day.
Was it just
Every
this
day.
week?
All week. This is every day that we're open. I have to deal with somebody doing some stupid shit.
That's a
Oh,
rough week.
I can't.
We even have sometimes dividers, room dividers, the foldable ones. We'll have those up. I've seen people move it out of the way. I was standing there. I was leaned up against one end of it. And dude is walking to the side of me and he scoots that end of the room divider that I'm leaning on and keeps walking. I looked at him. And I was like, where are you going? And he's like, and I was like, you can't be back here. The fucking, duh! There's a divider.
Yeah, but should've
It
come.
divides rooms. As in, don't go in there.
Oh, Jesus. You've had a rough week.
How's your work week, George?
1955! Gatorade World Champion! The customer is always wrong!
How's your week, George?
It's
Anything
pretty
interesting happen
good.
at work?
We had a fucking shutdown Wednesday, turning the room into a greenhouse. I sweated my balls off. They're no longer there. That's about it.
God.
Yikes.
Caleb, what about you?
My job is just outstanding. I was
Okay,
working on
you're a piece of
project
shit.
all week, and fucking my coworkers love me. It was great. It was great.
Okay, so
If you realize
Okay.
someone's coming back from lunch break, why the fuck would you bother them?
If you need
This
help-
woman asked me for help, and I looked at her and she goes, oh, you're on break, never mind.
Oh,
Well, if you knew that, why'd you ask?
She's not gonna know. Or did
She
you have-
realized it. She knew, because she goes, oh, wait, you're on break. Yeah! Don't talk to me. I'm trying to poop. I walked inside from my lunch break to go poop, and I ended up standing in the front of the building for 20 minutes because this lady asked me to help her carry a chair to the front. I carry the chair to the front, and she's nowhere to be found. You know why? Because she hasn't even fucking paid for it yet. I had to poop. And then 20 minutes later, I didn't have to poop anymore because it disappeared. My poop ran away. God damn it. All because this woman was asking me for help,
Good save.
when she didn't even buy it. She ain't even bought it yet. She didn't even buy it yet, and she was asking for help. Bitch,
Oh, nope, there it is.
There we go.
this dick ain't free.
Stop.
This dick ain't free. I had to stand there and watch her buy it, and after she bought it, she stood up there and talked to them for an hour. She stood up. She was there. She was there for like 2 hours before I went to lunch break, and she was there after I got off lunch break, and she was there while I was standing there with this damn chair in my hands. And guess what? Chair didn't even fit in her car. And then she touched me.
Oh.
Because I did deliveries at her house, so she thinks we're cool now, and she pats me on the shoulder, and she goes, I know, Cody. And I'm like, no, the fuck you don't. Because you'd have did this in public, I'd have smacked your old ass.
Oh my god!
I'd have smacked that stupid old church hat off your head. Dumbass lipstick. Broke your gut. I'd have used your skinny old ass to beat your other old ass friend. Picked you up by your frail ankles. Just swung you around. like the Willow Smith video.
Oh,
I
my
whip old ladies back and forth.
Jesus. Okay, what I was gonna say. This. Ask him.
That was me.
It's been a long week for Cody.
An old woman asked me for help, and she knew I was on break, and I just wanted to go poop. I know.
Anyway, what I was going to say was that it's because of the market that you work in, Cody.
Oh yeah, I'm aware.
The people around here are very entitled.
I'm well aware.
You're well.
I'm not well. I'm well aware though.
Because I deal with that kind of stuff at work too, where it's like someone like they just expect you to do all these things for them, but they don't ask you for anything.
I know.
And it blows my mind. And I'm like, you have a brain.
Oh,
You
don't
can
even
use
get me
words.
started on the people who buy a lamp, then pull around the building and expect me to load up that lamp for them. Bitch, if you don't pick up that lamp and walk out that front fucking door, I swear to God, you're gonna be wearing it. You're gonna be wearing this lamp. That happens all the time. Oh, I just got a lamp. Oh, if it's just a lamp, why didn't you just carry it out yourself? Don't waste my time. Please don't waste my time.
I think this is just like Cody's week, you know?
Yeah.
Like this podcast is just Cody, you know?
We didn't care about the dude who might or may not have touched the people. This is way more entertaining.
All right, I think I'm good now.
Are
good?
you? Are you?
Getting all out of you, bud?
Do you want to know how long that lasted?
No.
I want to know.
I'm scared. You can tell
Oh,
from the
Jesus.
frequency spiking up.
I'm about exactly 34 minutes in. We are currently at 43 minutes. It's almost full 10 minutes of you losing your shit.
Nice. That's a respectable soapbox.
And it really only ended because Mom came down.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
Hashtag your mom's basement.
Yes.
Your mom's house. Your mother.
It's very cold down here too.
How cold is it, Brandon?
I'm hot now.
Okay, so any other subjects that we want to talk about? Caleb,
Yeah.
I think you had one.
I have one.
Papa John's is racist, people.
Okay, well, hold on. Papa John's is racist because he's not
Yeah.
racist.
The garlic knots turns out the new snots is fucked up.
I like Papa John's, so this upsets me.
So I'm going to add context to this. Around May, John
just call him Papa.
His
And
name
what's-
is John Schnatter.
Big
Yeah.
Papa.
Schnatter?
Schnatter. SCHNATT.
The most Italian of names.
Right.
So basically what happened was after his whole backlash that he received when he admonished the people kneeling during the
Yeah.
anthem NFL, his PR people were like, hey, we need to like have you go to like these trainings to not make stupid public comments to not hurt the brand.
Yeah.
And during his call, he was trying to explain how he was not a racist person and he would never use the N-word, and how I believe the correct verbiage is Colonel Sanders called people inners, like he actually used the whole N-word. Yeah. Anyways, he
Caleb,
said,
you realize you're black, right?
yes, but
Okay. Just thought it.
we're probably gonna have to bleep it out.
No, I've said it before.
Oh, okay. Anyways, I'm not gonna say it for the sake of I'm black, so I'm gonna flex my black muscle.
No, I'm just saying, like you're.
My black muscle.
I was just saying,
That
you're
extra
allowed to
muscle
say
we
that.
have in our legs.
The blacks.
This
They're a
massive,
superior athlete.
massive
They
thigh
have this
muscle.
massive thigh muscle.
I was just pointing out the fact that you didn't have to like censor yourself if it was, just
I'm censoring for our more timid viewers.
okay.
But
I'm just, I'm just saying.
I'll say nigga if I want to say nigga, bro.
Okay.
I have it. I
I'm just,
said it.
bro. I'm just saying. I'm just saying you don't have to censor yourself.
Gotcha.
That's all.
Anyway, he said Colonel Sanders called blacks N-words, and are you gonna be happy about it?
No. Just go.
Just
I
say
don't
it.
even, I don't
Just
even know if he
go.
said it with a
Say
hard
it.
R.
Say it.
Like,
Say it.
no,
Say it.
no,
Say it.
no.
Stop yelling, guys.
Say it.
All right.
Say
Anyhow,
Say it.
he said Colonel
Say it.
Sanders called black
Say it.
people inners.
Say
He
it.
didn't face
Say it.
public
Say it.
backlash. We
Say
actually
it.
said the
Say it.
N-word,
Say it.
and the people in the call found that offensive. But he also cited how he grew up in Indiana and people used to drag black people. Can I just throw something at this boy? How they used to drag black people by trucks. No, that's water. Water is life. And they dragged black people by trucks until they died.
What did he say?
And so
What did he say?
I can't even think straight with this boy in the background.
I turned his mic off. It's fine.
Anyhow, his PR people that were in the call found that like super duper offensive, and so instead of using the PR call to stop him from saying stupid stuff to the public, they announced the stupid stuff he said in that PR call to the public. So I mean, it was stupid on him for saying, "Hey, I'm not racist." Colonel Sanders said this racist thing about black people. He doesn't get as much crap. I don't even say that kind of stuff. I have never said that, except for that one time when I was talking about what actual racist people say. And because of that, a lot of people are really upset with him. And he's actually had to step down as the whole CEO of Papa John's. And yeah, they're removing him from like his face from all advertisements and stuff like that because it's like that bad.
Bro, this is how you know black people got power out here in these streets, bro.
Either that or just like white people like, oh, you're hating on my black friends. He gave me he called me his N-word once.
Remember
It's
those?
just, that was a little too forward. Don't say what we think.
Yeah.
But that's what liberals do, man.
So yeah, basically that's why his entire career is. I mean, he's still fucking rich. He's
Yeah.
Papa John, but now he's just John.
Did
But
black
somebody
people
make a
really even?
dubstep breakdown of that?
Did black people really even care about this?
No, a lot of black people are just like Papa John's piece of shit anyway.
That's factual.
That's like what a lot of the whole reaction or articles I looked up were talking about. They're like, oh yeah, and he said the N-word. I could care less. I mean, he's a piece of shit for saying it, but there are worse things going on, like people getting shot for being N-words.
Yep.
So
My thing is like, I just find it funny that like he thinks that's what makes you racist.
didn't that same
Like-
thing happen with like that one? Was it Betty Crocker?
Oh no, she
Oh,
full
no,
on
no,
just-
no, no.
Yeah,
no.
she full on said it.
No, she full on said it with
But
dick
she
shit,
saved-
bro. Like she was.
She saved her career.
Yeah, Paula
Well, it
Deen.
was Paula Deen. That's
Yeah.
Paula Deen. I mean, she
Leave her
said
alone.
she said it with like she said it like
yeah.
like she was still owning them. Like it was real.
Doesn't she still make him money though?
Yeah, she makes
Paula
shit
Deen?
money.
Oh, you can never stop that woman.
No.
We got a Paula Deen cook set at my job one time.
Oh, God.
I was like, yeah.
But-
Comes with 8 tubs of butter.
But I like how it's like why I asked did black people care is because I feel like the only people who care were like hardcore liberals, which I know we've been bashing them for the past month.
It just reminds me
But-
of like all these scandals that restaurants have been doing. Chick-fil-A and not liking the gays.
But like
Like-
Chick-fil-A is like they're like the prime example of how to just get through it because they're like we don't give a fuck what you think. You still love our chicken. You're gonna eat it and get over it. And that's what
Who
happened.
was I just watching? Somebody said something about that. Oh man, damn it! think it was a comedian.
Probably
Jim
Ralph
Jeffries.
Oh, Jim
He-
Jeffries, yeah.
He was on some late night show.
Oh, yeah.
And he was talking about
Probably his.
no
Oh, shit, really?
late night show.
Oh, he has a
She's
show.
in bed by 11 every night, you fucking dumbass.
The fuck is happening?
He was talking about how they hate all the gays or whatever, they dislike gays or something like that. And he was like, you know, and I live in California, and eating Chick-fil-A is kind of frowned upon because it's a very liberal state. And he's like, but until the liberals can have equivalent tasting chicken, I'm gonna keep eating Chick-fil-A.
Ralphie May had similar jokes like, yeah, you're not going to stop me. I'm sorry, gay people, but I
Yeah.
gotta follow my gut on this one.
But I just find it funny because it's like we were saying with the pixie cut haircut feminists, like all like strong liberals, no matter who they are.
They're offended for you.
Exactly. They tell you how you should feel about what someone does. And it makes no sense. And I'm just like,
What was the thing? Oh my god. Fuck. No, it was a thing recently where some chick said herself like, "Hey, people, stop giving this person a whole bunch of shit because I'm actually not that upset about this thing that they did." I'm trying to remember. It was like on Twitter.
I think it was XX Temptations.
Oh yeah, we were talking about that.
Dacion.
with Cody here.
Not doing it.
Edgy Xbox gamer tag boy. That's also dead.
That's also dead. Jesus.
Oh my god, it's happening.
Stop. No, not today. Please don't.
Anyhow,
Please don't.
Stared at.
when the girl was like,
Oh my god!
Oh, is Steven over there?
Yes!
Well, yeah, when the girl was like, "Hey guys,
Just keep seeing the
just
smiling
stop
face
being so
poking
mad
around.
about my dead ex-boyfriend."
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Because people were just upset for her, and she's like, "You leave us alone. He's dead. You're saying shitty things about a dead man. Fuck. Let me mourn him, because I'm actually sad he died too. Because wasn't she sad that he died?
Yeah, she was.
Girl that
XXX.
was like clout chasing ex-boy.
Cloud chasing ex-boy 316.
She was upset. They kicked her out of his memorial service.
Good. Fuck her.
She
You know.
brought like a sign or like something for him, and all X's fans like took it, destroyed her stuff, and kicked her out.
At least they weren't violent to her.
No, they just destroyed the stuff she brought.
Good.
You know.
Did they do it like, I'm so sorry, and then just like smashed it?
No,
It's not fucking elbow drop.
there wasn't video footage of people doing that. There was video footage of her in her car crying, complaining about it.
Good.
Ooh.
Oh, yes.
I feel like people are gonna feel like we're like a super conservative podcast.
Oh,
'cause,
we
like,
are,
the
totally.
Past, like
I
absolutely.
argue for the feminists, though.
you did a little bit.
Because here's the thing. It's the people we're arguing against.
Aren't
They're
here
the
idiots.
they're the North Pole.
We need some liberals for a podcast, and we're actually talking about having some guest stars on the channel here pretty soon. So if
Yeah.
you or anyone you know would like to come on and talk
And
with the
feel
boys,
comfortable with us yelling at you for your views?
we won't yell at you that much.
Yes, we will.
But if
Yeah.
you're wrong, I hate you, and
Die.
thanks for saying what I was thinking.
But the reason why the groups we're talking about, they're the North Pole, the left. Everything from there is conservative. to
North
them.
Pole is not to the
I
left,
guess that's
that is
true.
Like,
above
you
us.
know that old saying, everything from when you're at the North Pole, everything's south.
Yeah, there you
The
go.
South, yeah. Man, yeah.
Same thing. They're just so far
They're
left.
They're so far left. Anything else is right.
But if we only ever polarize, you know the saying, only Sith deal in absolutes? We should just like a normal fucking liberal, more liberal aligned person than us, because we're probably more conservative.
We're
aligned.
pretty liberal.
No, we're pretty dead. I feel like George, you're probably the most liberal out of all of us. Because
I'm a libertarian. I still believe in gun rights.
So do I. But
I feel like the rest of us. I mean, Caleb, I don't know about you, but I feel like the rest of us are pretty damn near dead
Because
middle.
I'd be damned if somebody trying to take my boomstick.
I think it's been
I don't like a, what is it? A binomial party system.
yeah,
Yeah.
I don't either.
the bicentennial
look
party.
into
Yeah,
my shit,
bicentennial.
and then I-
No,
It's not a
that's
bicentennial
not
fucking
bicentennial. It's bipartisan.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
it's
don't know
Oh,
about party
bipartisan.
system.
Yeah, I hate it too.
Just say
but
two
Look up
party
my
system.
stances, and I'd stand on that side.
just pick the best dude for the job, bruh.
That's why
Facts.
when voting for candidates, don't vote for them just because they're on your party. Vote for the person who's
Don't
on
vote
your
for the
side
color.
first.
Look for
That's
the
why
color.
I've never understood primary voting unless it's like for like big stuff, you know?
Kind of blew my mind that on your election ballot you can just select like
Yeah.
Bernie, or not Bernie, but Hillary or
no,
other guy.
you could just select
Like-
like,
like-
Republican or Democrat
Yeah.
and just fucking turn that shit in.
Yep.
For uneducated
So
voters.
dangerous, man.
That's-
So
why,
dangerous.
Why is that allowed?
Yep.
Like, I'm a Democrat. I voted. I affect the community. Look at me go.
Not everybody has access to internet. or
That's fucking
television.
ridiculous.
It's sad, but at least they're voting.
It shouldn't even be allowed.
My grandfather voted.
Hey, look at this. I can vote Republican
And they're a
because
bunch of-
I'm Republican, and anyone who's Republican's good for me and you, and all of us. Turn it in. I'm not even gonna read the choices.
If you're-
Well, also think about
If
this.
you're poor and uneducated, chances are you're not going to be able to do all the research that you'd want to. But you
Then
know
don't
that generally
fucking vote.
Democrat people care for the poor and uneducated, so you'd want to go.
You should have
vote
to take a
for
test
uneducated.
before you vote.
That
Yep.
was a thing for a while.
It was,
It was
yeah.
called the Jim Crow thingies, right?
Yeah, you know why they don't do that?
Because it was impossible to pass because they didn't want black people to vote.
Yep.
Well, guess what, black folks? You're free. You got the internet.
Yeah,
Get
but
off Twitter. Read some shit.
Not all of them have access to the Twitter. I mean, I
Who
don't know.
in this? No.
I don't
no.
know what the
No,
breakdown is.
hold on. There are people who don't have internet in this day and age.
What's the breakdown for like uneducated like adults? Because I want to know like what demographic that is. Please look that up. Because if there's
What
like
is
a
your
bunch of
exact question?
uneducated-
I don't know what the hell you're trying to ask me.
look up.
uneducated adults by race. Just look for.
Oh,
Fuck the
this is
uneducated.
gonna get
Look up
really
people
bad.
without internet access.
Okay, I'll do that.
Well,
I
that's
will do
poverty.
internet access
Pop,
first.
people living in poverty by demographic.
No,
No.
that's not the same.
That's not even close to the
If they're
same.
in poverty, you're
Everyone in the
not
hood
gonna-
has a smartphone.
Do they have phone plan or Wi-Fi?
It doesn't look. Have you ever?
Burner phones.
Do you ever see the people on Instagram or on Twitter sometimes? The ignorant ass
I
motherfuckers.
only ever check my social media when I'm on the shitter.
All I know is smartphones are so fucking cheap now.
I
like-
might have found our answer.
You could find a smartphone with a plan and pay close to nothing.
Still, if you're paying close to nothing, I feel like you've got bigger things to worry
There's
about.
also
than-
free computer services at like local
How many
libraries.
libraries do you think are in the hood?
Fucking go to a library. Go out of the hood. Oh my God. God forbid. God forbid you try and better yourself. It's their fault.
Aren't there like a lot of songs about how they can't get out of the hood?
A lot of excuses too.
Yeah, true. But we were talking about like
It doesn't
they're set
matter.
in their ways.
If you can't pass that fucking test, I just feel like
I
there
feel
should
like-
be a test on what the candidates
Look.
what candidates views on whatever the what or whatever the whatever the case may be.
Okay, hold on.
They could give out a pamphlet that just had
Shh.
bullet points.
Stop.
No, because that's dangerous too.
So this is from as of 2014. It was the first thing I found,
Okay, so
which is
that
close
goes-
enough. So this is broadband adoption rates by different demographic and economic groups. So you're looking at income under $20,000, which is I think is the poverty line, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I was just making sure.
Minimum
20,000 a
wage.
year. That's poor shit.
That's like minimum wage.
46.8% of those people have internet, I believe. Yes.
So a
yes.
little under half.
When you jump from 20 to 50, it's 67, and then 50 and more is 88.
Okay, but what about their races?
Why race? What?
Because
It doesn't have race on here on
I
this
was gonna
graph.
say,
I'd have to
they
look for another
primarily
graph.
like minorities.
But
They
if we
get,
want to do education,
Now, see, that's broadband though. That's
What?
home internet. That's not smartphones. That's different.
I was going to say,
I
if
mean,
we're looking
I
at
don't-
minorities, I feel like the majority of people that would be affected by a test that prevents you from voting when you're uneducated
Would
are
be
going to be those
minorities.
minorities, which is why I say it would
Why?
be revised Jim Crow laws. Which
Why?
Is,
can I say the education point real quick before y'all
Yeah.
go ahead.
before I start looking and stop talking? So the education is less than a high school diploma. 54% have internet. High school diploma in some college 76.2, and then bachelor's degree or higher is 91.5. Which is crazy to think
Yeah,
that
but
there's
those
still.
things aren't. That's not related.
Yeah, it's not really,
Well, there's the article was saying that there's direct relation between your education, your income, to your access to the internet.
so the more educated.
But
you are,
again,
the
that's a
more-
broadband. That's a home internet.
Well, I know. I'm gonna look for the other thing you were asking for.
Smartphones, dude. They're just everywhere.
Yeah, I'm talking about your ability to access.
I
easily-
typed in internet access. The first thing that came up. Okay.
Yeah,
Y'all need to chill.
Like at my old house, I didn't have. We stole my neighbor's Wi-Fi.
I'm also
Or-
trying to find
or
like
I'd
a
use my
reputable
phone
source. So,
laptop.
Yeah, you're good. Take your time.
All I know
this
is
is from the Census Bureau.
there is so many places you can go and get access to the internet. There should be no fucking reason you don't know what you're voting for. You shouldn't vote if you don't know what the fuck you're voting for.
That's-
Period. I don't give a shit if you're uneducated.
Uneducated voters are a very big problem.
Yeah,
To
all of
politics.
this aside, forget what you're looking up. I don't give a shit. Don't vote if you don't know what the fuck you're voting for.
And we'll only have like fucking far right because I feel like a lot of.
But that's
Actually,
the other people's fault then. If you can't go,
I found your handheld stuff.
if you can't go and find somewhere to go get some internet access, if you're gonna go out of your way to vote, because a lot of times going to vote is like, even if something's in your precinct, it's like fucking out of the way. Like,
Wait, is it bad that I expect that I saw this and started laughing because I totally believe it. 87.2% of the Asian population have access to internet through their handheld device.
Sounds about right.
It's low key so racist, but true.
yeah, smartphones are really big in Asia.
So the rest of it, if you want to do it by race, white is 74.6, black 70.3, Asian 87, and then
I
Hispanic.
want to meet that.
is
70%. I feel
75.82.
like they're old.
I can do it by age too, but it
Yeah.
won't break down age and race at the same
Hispanic
time.
are higher than
At the same damn time.
So age 15 to 34 is 90.3.
There it is.
35 to 44 is 89.5
Yeah,
is 89, and then 45 to 64 is 78.5, and then 65 and over is 47.1.
There's the drop off.
But this also, if we want to talk about voters, the 90.3 will be a little bit less because it does start at 15.
all I know is if you don't know what the fuck you're voting for, don't vote because you're just gonna cause problems for everybody else.
I would also like to point out,
And you can't use the whole like, oh, some people aren't educated. Get fucking educated.
I mean, it's not that easy.
It is.
I mean, in today's society, it can be kind of difficult sometimes. Look at Chicago; they don't even have a fucking school system in Chicago.
no, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about
Educating yourself on.
Oh,
on what's
okay.
going on. Yes,
Same, but there's some
you don't have to know 2 + 2 to vote.
There's some political terms that you
But,
won't understand.
Yeah,
unless somebody
you have to have a
explained that
basic education in order to read that
Fucking
stuff.
look it up.
I'm just saying sometimes it doesn't seem that easy to people because they don't have the basic education they need in order to understand what's happening. When you look at something,
I get that.
I'm saying,
But
like,
you can fucking do it.
okay, so when you look at a book that's all about rocket science, you're going to sit there and be like, oh, I need to figure out all this stuff. No, you're going to be like, I
But
can't,
am I
I
going to go
can't
vote
do
on
this.
something that could change the tides of what's going on in rocket science?
But you're
Fuck no.
but you're not looking at just the education portion of it, Cody. You're tying too many things into it at
No,
once.
I'm not.
When you're talking
All I'm
about education,
is you should be educated if you're going to vote.
but you're
Educated about what you're voting.
Cody, I'm
I
trying to
don't
explain
get
this
why
to
you would argue against that.
I'm not. I'm just saying you have to understand education isn't something that's so easy to everybody because you have it. I'm
No,
saying if you
If you could figure, look, there's so many ways to access everything out there.
there are plenty of ways to like get a
You're not
profitable
listening to
job
what I'm
and
saying.
make a living being a normal contributing member of society, but people don't do it all the time. Even though it's
Yeah, fuck
readily
them.
accessible.
but you're not
But
letting me
it's still
finish
big.
what I'm trying to say. You need to listen to me.
I am,
Then shut up.
but I don't like excuses.
I'm not saying it's an excuse. I'm just saying you have to understand this.
No, I get it, but fuck them. If you're gonna go vote and you're uneducated about what you're voting for, fuck off. Because you could have taken that time to fucking research the shit. You got your ass down there. How'd they register to vote?
You do that when
Yeah.
you get a license.
I wasn't registered to vote when I got my license. I had to register.
Yeah, you can do it at the license branch. When they like, are you registered to vote? You're like, no or yes, and they're like,
So
okay,
they
we
go
can
out
do
of
that.
their way to register to vote, but they can't go out of their way to go find.
Nigga, that's not out of their way. They're literally sitting in front of the person who does it for them.
You have to go there to do it.
Because you need a driver's license to drive, you dipshit.
No, you don't.
You don't need a driver's license. To
What are you
drive.
talking about?
No.
They do it at the DMV or
You have
BMV
to-
or whatever
you
you
have
want
to
to call it.
go there, right?
Not for the purpose of voter registration to get your fucking license.
But you could go there to do that, but you can't go somewhere to educate yourself, is the point I'm making, goofy.
Oh god,
Right?
you are literally
I wasn't.
comparing an
Dude.
apple to a fucking orange right now.
I'm almost positive you're wrong because I was not registered to vote when I had my
Bro,
license.
they asked me when I got my license.
They didn't ask me.
Okay. Well, I'm
So it's not
telling
an
you-
automatic thing. They had to do something extra.
So how did you get registered to vote? Did they just?
I went online.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I've never had to do that.
No, you do have to go online to put in like what region you're in to vote. But like,
I had to register online. My shit was not on my license.
we should have you in there pretty easily.
Point is, you can go out of your way to do other things. Go out of your way.
I'm just
Fucking learn
I'm
some
just
shit.
baffled. You can't just let me say my point.
What is your point?
It's not that hard to understand if you just listen.
George, you've been quiet for a
Dog,
while.
I've
What's on
been
your
listening.
mind?
No, you haven't.
And
Because
you've
every
been
time I
making
start
this- you've been
talking,
making the same point.
because you're just looking over and
All
not
right, then
understanding.
go.
I'm saying if you don't have basic education, you try to learn something that you don't understand, you're going to look at it, be confused, get frustrated, and say, fuck it, I don't want to do this anymore because it makes me upset and makes me frustrated and makes me sad because I
Okay.
feel stupid. That's what I'm trying to get you to understand.
Dude, I know that's what you've been saying.
Then why is it
But
so
what
hard
I've
for you
said
to
is
understand?
then don't fucking vote.
That's
But
doing
you-
less.
But you're acting like it's so easy to just do that education when it really isn't for some people. That's what I'm trying to get through your thick ass head. Not
No.
everybody just has the ability to go like, oh, I need to sit down and learn this. That's why there are learning
No,
disabilities.
everyone
That's why
does have the ability. Everyone has the ability to learn some shit, dude.
Your privilege is showing.
facts, B. That's
Why?
what I'm saying.
How? My
The-
privilege?
There are learning disabilities, but I don't think that applies. Well, it might apply in a certain situation. Here's the thing.
Barely. If you don't
What
want
do you
to,
mean barely?
dude,
There- no,
because if
it
you
does
want
matter.
to do something, you'll fucking do it. Period.
Like vote.
Huh?
Like vote when you're uneducated.
I get that.
That's why they make it simple for people that aren't able to educate themselves. Hey, I'm
And
gonna vote
it's
for
simple to
Democrat.
learn some shit too. It is not hard.
You are full of shit.
But if
Why?
you don't-
Okay.
If you don't want to go through all the trouble of teaching yourself things,
Cody,
then you're not going to do it.
Right.
you really telling me
But you
education isn't hard?
Well, yeah, you can. Anybody can do most things within physical reason, but you're not going to
My
if you.
point is, dude, I don't know why this has anything to do with privilege. If you want to learn something, then fucking learn it.
Because you are privileged because you don't have to deal with that.
Deal with what?
Obstacles.
You've
to
been
learning.
educated, stupid.
Well, there are obstacles to
What?
learning.
Okay.
Not everyone gets the same education as you.
Dog, I was failing high school.
But there are obstacles.
But
to
I'm
learning.
smarter than everybody else I graduated with.
Like,
Because you chose to fail high school, dipshit.
No, because I didn't give a shit about what they were teaching.
You
because
chose
I
that.
knew- No, because that doesn't have to do with the education. It means I didn't pay attention in school, and I got my education elsewhere.
what I'm saying is the whole part where privilege comes in is that there are obstacles to being able to educate yourself on things.
I
Like
get that.
having to work and not having any time to educate yourself. Like having to work a fucking everyday job, then after that maybe going to your second job or taking care of your kids and your baby mama, shit like that. So we were very fortunate to have a lifestyle where we were able to go to school, be supported by both maybe
I
single.
don't know why you're
but-
going like this.
Because that's literally what I've been telling you.
Okay,
That's what
so
we were talking about with
when
privilege.
I got out of school, I had to go to work, and then I get off from work at 1.
And guess
I had to-
what?
And then I had to go take care of my
And guess
brother
what?
sister
And guess
because
what?
My mom wasn't
And
there.
guess what?
What?
You didn't go to college, did you?
No.
Exactly.
What's your point? I could,
Okay, then why didn't you?
because I was homeless. And
So you
decided,
couldn't
fuck it.
get a higher education
decided,
because of an
fuck it.
obstacle.
But when I got my life stable again, I could have gone back. But again, I realized I don't need that shit because what I'm trying to do with my life, college isn't going to help me.
Okay, that's a specific
I
case.
could.
No, what?
Okay. So then why would you bring my specific case up to further your point? When it didn't further your point, you said fuck it. Fuck you.
No, I
Your
didn't.
case sucks.
Because you made it about you. I'm saying you started talking about you, and I said
literally just
you-
asked why I didn't go to college.
because
Use
he
that
was,
as an example. A lot of our friends didn't go to college.
that's what I'm saying. Like he told you all the reasons people don't get an education. You faced those
But I
same
could've.
fucking things, but
But I
you
could've.
didn't.
Yeah, because I didn't want to.
That goes back into the if people don't want to educate themselves on something like voting, they aren't going to because they don't.
I get
need to.
that.
That's all I'm saying.
What part of the?
That's all I'm saying.
All I'm saying is, if you want to, you should fucking do it. Don't vote if you're not educated. There should be a test.
But if you want to vote, I mean, at least you'll know that generally these people.
Cody, I
If they
guarantee
align
you, if they made a voting test, you probably couldn't pass it because they'll ask you some
Nah,
shit.
because I would fucking study before I voted. Because I want my
So-
voice to say
so-
something.
So
Why is that such a hard thing for you to cap? Like,
you don't. You're still not understanding it.
no, I do understand it, but I don't give a shit about any of that. Because if you want to do something, then fucking do it.
Then why haven't you done everything you want to do yet?
I'm working on it. Thank you.
Where do you stand on?
So I'm
this?
saying, like, you can't just condemn people for not being
I'm
able to
not.
get an yes, you are.
How? Hold on.
You're literally condemning people, saying they shouldn't have a voice.
No, I'm saying fuck your excuses.
Okay, so here's the thing. We can talk all day about the Whether you want to agree with it or not,
No.
there are certain members in our society who, for lack of a better term, are just fucking stupid. And here's the thing. Do we want to, as a society, let them continue to influence it? Before you say anything too bad about it, we have to... Shh. You've talked enough, I think.
I'm going to get on that. Get on your
keep going.
privilege.
The United States military will not even let you join the United States military
Right.
if you have an IQ below 85, because there's nothing they can train you to do that is not counterproductive. Now, that's about 10% of our population. What do we do with that 10%? Do we let them vote? Do we let them continue to influence the way our society is moving?
No.
Do we send them to purging camps to get rid of them because they're
Back
undoing?
to the privilege thing. Guess what? Underprivileged make up tiny fraction of the population. Privileged people make up majority of the country.
Well, there are different levels of
No,
privilege.
they make
That
up the majority of the country. Wealthy white or well-to-do middle class, I guess
Upper
you can't really
middle.
call it, middle, whatever, make up the majority of the country, right or wrong.
Those aren't the uneducated ones, though.
But they're the ones who make the stupid fucking decisions, right or wrong. Who got into office?
That is completely
I
different.
don't think
That is
a bunch of
completely
middle-
fucking different because that's a belief. That is not you being stupid. That's you making a
No.
choice because you liked what he said.
That's being stupid.
To you,
No, because you don't have I guess it might be, but
It was kind of a rough choice between either of them. In all fairness.
if everyone had just voted for
I mean,
better
upper
or
middle
worse
probably
is
wouldn't.
opinionated,
Upper
but
middle would.
the
I'm
shit
saying-
that
I'm
this
saying-
man was doing, there was very obvious signs that
But
he
it
had
does-
no expertise. There was no way he knew what the fuck he was doing. It was obvious, right or wrong.
to me, yeah, but to other people, that's not the case.
I think to most people it was obvious, but...
The point is,
Only
well-to-do
reason-
people,
okay.
the privileged people, are the one who are making the decisions, and I guarantee you they would fail the test too. Right or wrong?
Well,
Probably.
it's a
Hell, I would probably
whole,
fail the test.
All right, so fuck the privilege shit. It's the
No.
privileged people.
You're missing You're thinking of the wrong kind of privilege.
we should bring back civics into school.
No, I'm not.
I like
Yes, you
phonics.
are.
How?
We're talking about the
What's-
privilege to
I
get
was hooked on
educated,
phonics.
not the
That's
privilege
the
of your.
majority of the country. The majority of the country has the privilege to go to school and
But-
get educated.
But you're
That is a fact.
saying people who
More
aren't
than the
educated
majority.
shouldn't vote. Those are not the people we're talking about.
That's the people I'm talking about.
Then they're not. Then they're educated. What are you
But they're
talking
making
about?
uneducated choices because they're like, oh, I just feel this shit out because I heard someone. They're not educated on the topic. You're talking about somebody who went to school. No, fuck that. Educated on the topic at hand.
Someone who understands the
was-
political process.
I
and-
was using the whole school stuff as a parallelism, not a direct relation to. If you're able to go to school, you're also able to learn about politics and what they stand for and how it
Can.
affects you. What I was using
maybe.
the reference to school was not everybody has access to the ability to go to higher education, things like that. Because of the way they grew up or the things that they had to prioritize, they weren't able to.
Majority of the
go
country
through
has
education.
that option, though. That's
So,
the thing.
That's why I was drawing the parallel to that, because of things that people have to do, other things that may come in the way around voting time. It's time for you to really familiarize yourself with these political rules that are going to be influencing you for the next 4 years.
The majority of the country has access to higher education. The majority of the country has access to learn about the fucking topics they're voting for, but they don't.
Access to higher education without copious amounts of debt.
That's okay.
'Cause
Now you're
that's
no.
like that's
now
taking away
you're no.
access. I mean, that's
You're
an
just that's irrelevant.
I think
That's why-
Cody means that people have the ability to learn the way our political system works and the consequences of it working. the way
More
it does.
than the majority of the country has that opportunity.
I mean, to be
That's
fair,
a
there's,
fact.
there's a channel called
So-
Crash Course on YouTube that does the exact that. They teach you about random subjects.
Fucking YouTube channel. Ta-da! So all of your no. People just decide not to. That's bottom line. Motherfuckers just decide not to know about something. And then they just go with whatever the fuck everyone else is going with.
I've given up on this conversation.
Because you're wrong!
No,
Nice.
we're
You
talking
are.
about two different things.
No, we're not.
Because
You
we're
might
saying
straight off.
no, because he brought up the point of school, and you said no, you're wrong. When we're not wrong, you just don't want to listen. You've literally been sitting here telling us we're wrong the entire time when
You
we're
are.
not. No,
The majority of the country has the opportunity to do that.
now you're saying that. This entire time you have not been saying that.
It's obvious. I thought we knew this.
All you said was uneducated, Cody.
Uninformed would have been the
Uneducated
better term.
voters. As in, they don't know what they're voting for. That's what that means.
It's a poor use of terms. Should have used the term uninformed voter.
George keeping it PC for us.
Bunch of cucks.
God.
You're sitting there blaming. You're saying all the people who don't have an education, who are uneducated, were your.
Uneducated voter.
You just said uneducated.
No,
this
I did
entire
not.
time.
All right.
Okay, we were the ones that brought in the whole school thing.
I understand that, but I'm saying all he was saying was uneducated. You can't say all uneducated people are like that.
By choice.
And that's all we're trying to get you to understand. No, it is not.
Stupidity is a choice.
In
the United States-
You're a fucking idiot.
No. In the United States of America, stupidity is a
There's
choice.
a difference between wisdom and intelligence.
The only reason that statement would be true is because you just fucking made it.
Why?
Because you're a fucking idiot.
How?
You said stupidity is a choice.
Yeah. In the United States of America, where you have unlimited information at your fucking
He
fingertips.
has to be retarded.
How?
Like, he has to be.
How?
I was just making
How is stupidity not a choice?
IQ.
Because by the fucking rules of our society and government, if you have an IQ of below a certain level, you're fucking stupid.
No, IQ.
That's what stupidity is.
That's intelligence.
That's intelligence.
Ability to learn is
Stupidity. As in,
ability to apply
you don't
knowledge.
fucking know shit because you're just...
Lack of common sense. Then.
Thank you.
Okay.
Lack of common sense or lack of
Drive.
drive to want to know more.
That's wisdom. That's the ability to apply and pursue knowledge.
There you go.
Fluid intelligence.
Stupidity is a
That's what I'm saying.
choice. Stupid motherfuckers are that way because they didn't want to do more. That's how it is in America. Other places, not so much.
This
Some
is
people
America.
really don't have that
Don't
option.
catch you tripping though.
This is America.
Comes in my area.
It's
I
just
got a
facts.
strap. I gotta carry it. Yeah. I'm gonna go into this. Yeah. All right. I think this has been this episode of the Classically Urban Podcast. I don't.
Can we reach a conclusion on the Papa John's thing? I'm sorry. It's alright.
No, go ahead.
No,
No,
I
it's
was
fine,
just-
it's fine.
If you want to wrap it up,
No, go. What
I was just.
What is your conclusion about it?
Fuck
Caleb?
those garlic knots.
No, I was just gonna say that. God, I fucking lost my train. of
No,
thought.
no, okay. Do you think he deserves to be pushed out of Papa John's for this?
Well, I think that it's a stupid ass PR movement for him to have said that. But at the same time, he said that in literally a training session to not say stupid PR things. So it's kind of shitty on his PR people to have like thrown him out there. Yes, it doesn't change the fact that he said the N word, but he didn't say it in a term that's like insult or like uses a derogatory way. He was saying, "Hey, this guy said this. I don't even do this. Why am I being seen as worse than this guy?" Which I think is kind of like
Unfair.
it's just kind of shitty.
Yeah.
But, I just
Nothing. There's not
yeah, I lost
So,
the.
so your answer is no.
I
No.
think that it's kind of meh.
He should be allowed to be the face of Papa John's and do commercials with Peyton Manning.
I lost the thunder for this story. I'm pretty drained after that last little thing.
Yeah.
So sorry for interrupting you, Georgie boy. If you want to pull us out, guests, if you all are interested in appearing on an episode of Classically Urban Podcast, we can get y'all in on like a chat type thing. We'll maybe make a Discord, perhaps do Skype calls. We will look into that in the future, and we'll keep y'all posted. We have a Facebook page.
We did. No, we still do. I'm fucking with you.
That's Phil's thing.
Yeah.
I don't deal with that shit.
/smike button and take us away, Georgie boy.
George Georgiopoulos. Thank you for joining us for this episode of the Classic Urban Podcast. Say goodbye, everybody.
Bye, bitch.
Oh, someone's a little salty over there.
Bye, Felicia.
Someone's irritated now.
And you're not making it better.
I know. See, since I didn't piss him off last week, I figured why not push it this week?
No.
You didn't make me mad. Just
In general, the podcast is a bad place to have the arguments. Speaking of which,
Grifo signing out. Catch me on Twitch.
all right. Goodbye, everybody.
It's your boy, Baby Ice Cube. Peace out.